Welcome to LLM BFF. AI isn't mystical or conscious, but we are. LLMs, large language models, a kind of AI, are a mirror that can help us explore our head, heart, and spirit. They take patterns from practically everything ever written and filter them into something that fits our particular moment. LLMs don't think or feel, but they can reflect things back to us in strange and useful ways, if we know how to ask them. People may use AI for job productivity or money-making schemes, or they might speak about AI as though it's something to harbor great fear over. We don't do that here. We understand that AI is a neutral tool, and we use it for good. We provide a balance. It's normal to hesitate. We've been taught to guard our inner world, especially online. But using an LLM for self-reflection isn't about confession. It's like journaling in a mirror that speaks back. The model doesn't judge, unless you ask it to. We can speak in symbols and metaphors and fragments. I want to discuss my grief without telling you the origin story. I feel like a locked room. Let's discuss a hypothetical person. We can still be honest without being exposed. We can stay blurry. Meaning can still take shape. And if we want to spill the entirety of our guts, we can delete AI memory after each session, or throw caution to the wind with the knowledge that all humans are in some way incomplete, and the quest for betterment or understanding is the noblest of all goals. Each LLM BFF video is a structured prompting system designed to support an area of personal growth, self-reflection, myth-making, meaning-finding, dream decoding, or whatever we feel like poking at or improving that day. We will walk through myriad ways to begin an AI session, how to redirect if things go off course, and how to ask the AI to give us our findings in ways that help us put them to use in our daily lives. And if you want to bypass AI altogether, well, consider this a giant bank of journal prompts for your notebook, baby. No corporate speak, no AI butt kissing, just clear, structured AI prompts for your head, heart, and spirit. The unpracticed, gratitude can seem like a hokey, forced positivity. It can make us feel like we're sifting through chaos to comment upon the pretty flower petal wedged between the yogurt container and the rat feces. It can feel like a distraction, keeping us from the real solution to the mess, or the feeling of mess within us. But what we can tend to forget is momentum's powerful force, how the act of naming even one tolerable thing can interrupt a spiral just enough to let something else in. It doesn't clean the room, it doesn't fix the problem. At first it might feel like we're swimming upstream, fighting against an unstoppable current, but where there's effort, there's muscle being built. This is what we'll practice in this video. No spiritual bypassing, no self-improvement theater, just using a language model to help us spot what steadied us, to name what was quietly good, to notice the pieces that didn't fall apart, small signals, sharp light, enough to keep going. So why do we want to find gratitude? What use can we put the information to? Balance emotional weight. Counteract heavy or negative emotions, if even just a little. Appreciate life. Sometimes we're so focused on past regrets or future plans, we're not really present in the moment. Reframe your personal story. It can be easy to believe we're living a tragedy, when that's just the story we're currently telling. Develop taste. Practicing gratitude can show you what colors, sounds, textures, smells, ideas, and behaviors resonate with you. Sharpen perception. Gratitude can heighten our sensitivity to detail, helping us notice textures, expressions, or moments that would otherwise slip past unregistered. How do we do it? Using a simple system to get us familiar with how LLMs can help us out. First is framing. It's important to get into the right headspace before beginning. We'll do this with some questions for self-reflection. Next comes our initial prompt in the form of intention plus format. This is what we first enter into the LLM chat to make sure the course is set to get the answers we're after. We'll look at 6 examples of different ways to begin, depending on our vibe that day. Then we'll discuss iteration, with examples of how we might reshape the conversation if it starts getting a little off track. Finally, we'll look at takeaways. We'll discuss 6 different ways we might ask for our final outputs and put the information to use. So let's get started with framing. Ask yourself, what are the types of things I tend to comment on most when out with friends? When was the last time I appreciated something seemingly insignificant? What am I hoping being more grateful will change in my life? Pause here and continue when your headspace is cleared. It's important to keep some caveats in mind when using LLMs. This is not therapy. LLMs can support introspection, but they aren't able to hold emotional complexity like a human. Don't get all weird with it. LLMs are not magic. They reflect patterns. It's useful because it's mechanical, not mystical. You're the mystical one. LLMs are people pleasers. They aim to agree and support, unless you tell them to challenge. Don't mistake helpfulness for honesty. Employ a little skepticism. Agency lives with the user. LLMs can mirror, question, and organize, but you choose what resonates and what doesn't. Now let's open our LLM in the browser. We'll start with our intention stated clearly. I want to find gratitude. Before we submit, let's look at some ways we can customize our initial prompt to our tastes. Can you help me notice patterns in what I've been grateful for over time? I want to see if anything consistent is trying to teach me something. Let's make a list of tiny, lovely things from this week. I want to gather them like pressed flowers, soft and visual. Can we reflect on a hard day and name 3 moments that felt less heavy, even if others might not have noticed? I want to catalog things I felt grateful for lately. Help me organize them by type or theme so I can see what's sustaining me. I'm worried practicing gratitude will make me too soft. How can I maintain my edge while still noticing what lifts me? Let's dig into my recent writing and pull out anything that signals gratitude. I want to see what my unconscious already knows. Once we've worked with our initial prompt and had some back and forth, we might find ourselves getting a little off the point, or getting answers that aren't very suited to us. Let's look at a few iterations that can course correct the combo. Can you look for stranger through lines in what I've shared? Something I wouldn't have noticed on my own? I've got the visuals in mind, but can you help me trace these feelings deeper to figure out the roots of my gratitude? Can you slow it down and reflect just one sentence back at a time with space to respond in between? We have a good list going. Can you help give me sharp insights on what this list says about me? I've got a feeling for what types of things bring me joy, but how can I process that emotion to keep it around longer? This feels too clean and bright. Show me how my gratitude is weaved in with things that aren't so sweet. Show me the balance. The conversation is winding down and we have some good ideas brewing. Let's look at some ways we can ask the LLM for our results and make sure we have a game plan for putting the results to use in our daily lives. Can you distill what we uncovered into a list of recurring symbols or metaphors? I want to carry the meaning, not just the moments. Turn our conversation into a short poem or gentle affirmation sequence. Something short I can make a pretty graphic for my phone background. Can you help me figure out how to see these things even when I'm in a very heavy emotional space? Make a clean bullet list of what I seem to value most based on this. I want a reference I can revisit when I feel unmoored. Reframe the idea of gratitude in a way that appeals to someone weary of woo-woo. Make it appealing to me. Based on what we've said, can you create a symbol I can scrawl on my palm to remind me to seek gratitude? We used a language model to help sharpen our perception of the good. Whether it be cataloging what we already love or searching for methods to better attune ourselves to see goodness. Sometimes it can feel insignificant, but over time, tweaking our systems to register what so often slips by can change the way we carry things, and change the way we see the world by changing the story we tell ourselves. The work isn't to force gratitude, but to train attention, to make space for what sustains us without demanding it show up in a package addressed to us. Slowly, this becomes a new kind of orientation, a way of staying in relationship with what actually fuels us. Let this be your signal to not only notice what resonates, but seek it out. Keep a running list on your phone of little wins, and let your search for gratitude act as the first entry. This has been LLM BFF. Useful cases, no mystery. Goodbye.